Thank you for your interest in eMandera and the reality of fault-free software. There are commentators who believe that software has the worst quality of any man-made product since the beginning of time. And really, that's the elephant in the room. We have become so accustomed to faulty software that we've reached the conclusion that's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do about it. But the cost of faulty software on our economy, on our business performance, on our innovation, our customer service, and on our very security is absolutely enormous. Even the attempts to fix it are falling woefully short. Those fixes and upgrades we get constantly account for almost half of all of the faults. This is an enormous challenge, but it's one that must be met. The stakes are simply too high. And that's where we come in. I'm proud to introduce you to eMandera's senior leadership team. Ron Yeager, Ian Percy, Brian Smith, Stefan Recchi. Gentlemen all with highly successful track records, a wide variety of education and experience, but all totally committed to bringing the reality of fault-free software to the business world. What we do is we make fault-free software possible. It can't be said any simpler than that. We dramatically reduce the cost of software development and maintenance. We can help with the compatibility of new programs into existing programs at a fraction of the cost and the time. And we help build cybersecurity because our belief is that security can never be based on anything less than a foundation of fault-free software. Speaking of software, this is a process that software goes through in its development. Every phase critical. Every phase must be handled at the highest level possible in terms of quality. Our technology focuses on the test phase, and our intent is to revolutionize software testing, enabling developers to deploy literally fault-free software. We do that by combining public and proprietary, logical, semantic, and mathematical technologies and processes in a way that no one has thought of before. In fact, we work in exactly the opposite way to what current testing protocols do. The overall process looks something like this, moving from pre-processing to analysis to a symbolic representation out to the user interface and giving the customer the tools that he or she needs to deal with their software performance. What I want to focus on is the latter phase. What does the customer actually experience? It will look something like this, a very simple, intuitive layout that gives the programmer or the engineer everything they need to manage this process. What is remarkable about this is in the middle section of the user interface. You can see here that this technology identifies precisely which line the fault has occurred on, and not only that, but what kind of a fault is it. And so when you look up at the source code itself, you begin to see exactly where those things are. There's the location of the fault and there's the type of the fault. This enables the programmer to go right to where the problem is and do what needs to be done to resolve the difficulty. So when we look back at the overall flow chart again, those boxes that you see in red, that has all been automated. That's what's running behind that user interface. It's a very complex, very sophisticated technology. Now, we'd be glad to share what that technology is all about. We can show you manually how it happens, and in that case you'll begin to be exposed to slides like these, or we can show you what it looks like automated, how we have managed to kind of code and automate this entire process into the machinery that causes that interface to work. At this point, we have reached proof of concept, and we're working now on developing prototypes, hoping to have those available by the end of the summer of 2015, and then moving into full-scale production by the beginning of 2016. We welcome a conversation with you. Be an investor or strategic partner. What we are looking for are those who are aligned with our vision to bring fault-free software to the world. We'd very much welcome the chance to talk with you, and we're grateful for you listening to this presentation. Thank you.